Hello everyone, welcome to Friday Story Time, and this is our story today. It's by the author Simon James, and he's done the pictures as well, and it's called Baby Brains, and it says at the bottom, the smartest baby in the whole world. Goodness gracious me, look what's that on the cover. Where does the baby seem to be? One of the reasons why I chose this book. It looks like we have a baby astronaut here with BB on his astronaut's helmet. Fabulous. Right, shall we hear it? Let's hear all about Baby Brains. Oh, there he is, look, on the title page, already reading his books. With his nappy and his dummy. Goodness gracious me. In the months before Baby Brains was born, Mrs. Brains was very busy. She read out loud every night to the baby inside her tummy. She played music and languages on headphones to her baby during the day. Mr. and Mrs. Brains wanted to make sure their baby was going to be very clever. They even turned up the television when the news was on. Baby's not even here yet. Mr. and Mrs. Brains were very excited when their baby was born. It was a boy. Our own Baby Brains, said Mr. Brains proudly. When they brought him home from the hospital, Mrs. Brains laid him down in his brand new cot. Sleep tight, Baby Brains, she whispered. The next morning, Mrs. Brains was on her way to get breakfast when she heard some strange noises from the living room. Ooh, what could it be? Mrs. Brains opened the door to see her baby sitting on the sofa, reading the morning paper. A brand new baby reading the morning paper? Good heavens. By the afternoon, Baby Brains was helping to mend the car. Oh, we've certainly got a bright one here, said Mr. Brains. And that evening, Baby Brains spoke his first words. I'd like to go to school tomorrow, he said. Fancy speaking when you're only a few days old. Goodness gracious me. So, the next day, Baby Brains visited the local school. Can you see him? Sat with all the other children in the class on the bench. Imagine if we had a baby sitting in with our class. He sat down with the children and he answered all the questions. The children were amazed. I can imagine they were. At the end of the afternoon, the teacher thanked Baby Brains. I don't think I've ever learnt so much in one day, she said. Gosh, so Baby Brains was teaching her things. On the way home, Baby Brains said he wanted to go to university and study medicine. Do you know what it means if you study medicine? If you go to college and study medicine, it means then you can train to be a doctor. Okay, that's what they mean by studying medicine. Well, goodness gracious me, he's already at it, look. After 2 weeks, Baby Brains began working as a doctor at the local hospital, and he was very popular with all the staff and patients. I bet they thought it was really funny, didn't they? Look at Baby Brains, the stethoscope's much bigger than him, isn't it? He's writing on his little clipboard. Well, word soon spread about the extraordinary Baby Brains, and everyone wanted to meet him. Look, his picture's in the paper. Then one night, some space scientists phoned. They asked if Baby Brains would like to help them with their next space mission. Look, he's on the little mobile phone. What do you think he's saying? Will he want to help on the space mission? I wonder. The following day, Mr. and Mrs. Brains and their baby travelled out to the space centre. Look, looks like a space shuttle, doesn't it, on the launch tower. After training hard over the weekend, look, he's having to do the running oxygen training, look, on the treadmill to get used to being in space. After that weekend, Baby Brains waved goodbye to Mr. and Mrs. Brains and blasted off into outer space. I'm not sure I quite believe it. Looks very happy about it, doesn't he? I don't know about a brainy baby. I think he's a brave baby, don't you? Oh, there's the shuttle. Look, it's even going on a spacewalk. Look. Everyone in the world held their breath as they watched Baby Brains take his first spacewalk. Tell us how you feel on this special occasion, radioed ground control. Now, ground control are down on the Earth and they have a radio system where they can speak to the astronauts up in space. Swell. Baby Brains looked up at the vast starlit sky above him. Do you remember what the word vast means? It means absolutely huge, vast, enormous. So he looked up at the enormous star-filled sky and he looked down at the vast starlit sky below him. And he looked at the whole world in front of him and he mumbled something. We can't quite hear you, radio ground control. Could you repeat that? What was it that Baby Brains mumbled? What did he say? It was really quite a yell in the end. I want my mummy! Wailed Baby Brains. When you wail, you cry really loudly. Oh, look at that face. Well, that's enough, Mrs. Brains yelled to the space controller. Bring my baby home right now. I think he's going to return to Earth, don't you? Well, Baby Brains was flown home as quickly as possible. He felt very embarrassed as he stepped down from the hatch. Can you see that he's embarrassed? It's got little red cheeks, hasn't it? Sometimes if you feel a little bit embarrassed about something, oh dear, I feel a bit silly now. You have red cheeks, you blush. But never mind that. Through the crowds of photographers and cameramen, Mrs. Brains came running. Oh, and she put out her arms, and Baby Brains put out his arms. Oh, even sometimes when you're a famous astronaut, you still want your mummy. Our beautiful little baby, sighed Mrs. Brains as she lifted him high into the air. Our brave little baby, said Mr. Brains. Can we go home? Said Baby Brains. And at home, Mrs. Brains gave Baby Brains a warm bath, which made him feel a lot better. And Mr. Brains tickled him, which made him laugh, just like all babies do. And then Mrs. Brains sang Baby Brains to sleep. And then they gently laid him down in the brand new cot. It was good to have their baby home again. Our very own Baby Brains, whispered Mrs. Brains. From that day on, Baby Brains spent most of his time at home doing the things that most babies do. Except, that is, for the weekend. What did you get up to at the weekend? When he still liked to help out at the hospital. Oh my goodness, he's being a surgeon now. What a special job that is. Imagine a baby doing the operations. And there he is on his laptop telling us that's it. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story. It's one of my favourites. I've enjoyed it for a long time. Baby brains. Now, have a fabulous weekend, won't you? Look after yourselves, have some fun, and I'll see you all again next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.